So one of the most common questions I get when it comes to task and project management inside of Notion is when I create a new project inside my Notion workspace, can I have a default list of tasks inside of that project? And when people ask me this question, they're not asking, can I have a regular checklist inside of the project? Instead, what they're asking for is a linked database full of tasks that are in their task manager template. So let me show you an example of what I mean here. So here we have our copy of Creator's Companion, which is our template that we use to plan all of our content across all of our channels. It's also a template that I sell, link below if you are a content creator and you're interested. And I've got a list of projects that I'm working on. So I'm gonna go into this how to manage your to-do list, the ultimate guide video that I'm working on. And when I come into this project, one of the things we can see is a project tasks area where I have some tasks that need to be done for the project. And what I would love is for every project that I create to automatically have these tasks here, since every video we create has the same tasks in them. So the question is, can we generate this whole project page from a template and have these tasks automatically populate? Well, the answer to that is unfortunately no. But there is a pretty easy workaround that I use every single day inside of Creator's Companion, and I want to show you how to use it inside of this video. And I'm also going to explain why it's impossible, at least without using some crazy API thing, to have these tasks just automatically populate. So first, let me just give you the workaround because it's quite easy and it might be all you want. I'm going to go ahead and delete all of these tasks out of here. And these are all tasks that are associated with this project, with how to manage your to-do list, the ultimate guide. In fact, I can show you, if I click into add B-roll, we will be able to see that the content is how to manage your to-do list, the ultimate guide. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete all these tasks. So they are deleted out of my task manager template. And I'm also gonna delete everything in this page just to show you what actually happens when I generate the project page from the template inside of this database. So I'm gonna let all that content populate in, and we are going to see a completely empty task database. This is what we have to work with. And the way we get those default tasks in this little task manager window here is I open up this little toggle, which exists in a synced block, and I simply select all of these tasks that exist as checkbox blocks. I hold the Alt key, which would be Option on Mac OS, and I simply drag into my task window. I don't remove the sorting. And now I have all of those tasks in this task window. And if I open them up, I'm going to see that they are associated with this task. Now I can do some quick little assigning. I can add the due dates. I know that a lot of these ones are going to be assigned to me. So I can go ahead and edit the property, the assignee, and I can make it me, and so on. So it's a little bit of extra work compared to having them automatically pop in, which would be very nice, but it doesn't take that long. So why can't we just have these tasks pop in the first place? Why can't we go over to, say, our database itself, open up the template right here, and simply add a bunch of tasks to the template version of this linked database, which is linking to our external ultimate tasks database? Well, let me show you what happens when I do that. I'm gonna add just a single task in here. We'll call it sample task. And we can see this sample task is associated with the YouTube video template. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the template, and I'm gonna go back to that how to manage your to-do list project that we were working on, which is empty once again because I've deleted all the content. So watch what happens when I generate from the template that we just edited and just put a default task into. I'm gonna generate all of this content, and what we're going to see is once again a blank linked database. And the reason for this is when we generate from a template in a Notion database, that can't tell Notion, hey, go create other rows in another database. Now, if we use some crazy API workaround in the future, that could be possible, but within Notion itself, you can't do that. So for that reason, we need to leave this linked database blank, and we have to use this trick of simply dragging some blocks in, which will automatically associate them with the project due to our filter here, where content contains how to manage your to-do list, the ultimate guide. So I'm gonna show you how to do this in a simpler database, just as a sort of proof of concept exercise. We have this little template here called Simple Tasks. I showed this off when I made my video on Notion's grouping function. And down here, we have a project database. So if I click into one of these projects, I can see that I have a linked database for the task manager, and I can see tasks that are related to the project itself. And if I go to here, this little blue arrow, and look at our project template, we can see that we have a completely blank version of that linked database because we are filtering for where project contains project, which is the template itself. And if you know anything about self-referential filters, you will know that when we create an actual project like sales page redesign and we generate from this template, this filter here is going to update itself to say sales page redesign instead of project. Very, very useful feature. So what I recommend doing is somewhere in your Notion workspace, doesn't matter where, create a page for yourself. And let's call this page default tasks. And within that default tasks page, let's create a synced block. Within there, I'm going to go ahead and make some default tasks. So let's just say write script, shoot A roll, edit B roll. You can have whatever you want there. From that point, all you need to do is copy and sync your synced block and put it in the database template. Now, the reason that I'm creating this default tasks page instead of housing the synced block directly in the database template is this way, it's very easily accessible by you or by your team. So you can kind of have checklists kill two birds with one stone because they can be in your database templates and they can be used using the trick that I showed you, but they could also be part of your central knowledge base or wiki. Going back to Creator's Companion over here, let's just show you ours. We have underneath the projects that we're working on, a content knowledge base, including a YouTube video tasks page that is easily accessible and easily found by anybody on my team. So within that page, we have our default video tasks synced block along with some other checklists that are very useful and again, easy to find. So I'm gonna go back to our little default tasks page. Once again, I wanna hit that copy and sync button on the synced block, and then I'm gonna come back down to my project area and I'm gonna find that project template. If we edit that, we can just go ahead and paste our synced block. And if we wanted to, we can go ahead and add a default tasks toggle like we had in my Creator's Companion project template. So we'll just call that default tasks. We can grab these and drop them inside the toggle so we can hide them by default. And notice, if I go back to the original space, I see the changes I made. That's how synced blocks work. So now our template is ready for prime time. So let's go back to our projects page and we'll go to sales page redesign, and I can go ahead and just regenerate from our template like so. We are going to see some tasks already because these were already associated with sales page redesign. I didn't delete the tasks themselves and they live in a different database. Realize that they don't actually live on this page. This is just a linked database view showing us a filtered view of tasks that live somewhere else. And if I want to add in my default tasks, once again, I can just go ahead and select them, hold Alt or Option if you're on a Mac, and drag them in like that. So that is how you do quote unquote default tasks inside of a project database or project template inside of Notion. And it's, as far as I know, the best way to do it until Notion gives us the ability to have those default tasks truly there. And I'm not sure when or if we're going to get that feature. Hopefully this helped. I get this question a lot, so I really wanted to just make this video so I could link it to people when they ask me, but hopefully it helped you as well if you stumbled across it here on YouTube. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. This is Thomas Frank Explains, and here I explain Notion. I've got tons of tutorials explaining Notion from the complete basics all the way to really advanced builds. We just published a whole guide on automated recurring tasks inside of Notion, which is sort of the holy grail feature that I've been wanting for a very long time. And now that we have it, Notion is truly a top tier task manager in my opinion. And there are also tons of free templates over on my website, thomasjfrank.com, including Ultimate Tasks, which is a full-fledged task and project manager template for Notion that is free. I've got a note-taking template. I've got lots of other cool free templates you can check out. And I mentioned it earlier, but I will share it one more time. If you're a content creator, I've got a whole template called Creator's Companion, which is an all-in-one template for managing your entire production process across the entire pipeline. So idea generation, project management throughout scripting and research and shooting and editing, and even archival. If we come into my Thomas Frank channel here, we can come down and we can see an archived list of every video I've ever done, along with the sponsor, the URL, and having this kind of a library at your fingertips is very useful. For one example, these little numbers right here correspond to numbers on our server, which means it's very easy to find old footage if we ever need it. So you can find the whole template over at thomasjfrank.com/cc. Hopefully you enjoy it if you are a content creator. If not, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, get subscribed. Follow me on Twitter at TomFrankly. It's actually the best place to ask me Notion questions. I check Twitter more frequently than anything else, but you can also put questions in in the comment section down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.